I want to prove something, yeah? So, let's just leave this running. This is how to forecast an earthquake text version. Watch what, see if it happens again, yeah? Because I'm watching it. Oh, it's actually on there now. It came up as protocol error. So just sharing to my Facebook page.
Forecast an earthquake, the text version, by Dutchsinse, Michael Yuri Janich.
Just
Simply
to
put, almost anyone
help
can
my
do
teacher
earthquake
out who
forecasting
taught me
down
how
to a
to do
region of a
this.
few hundred miles,
Right.
down to an approximate 7
Not
to
gonna put
10 day
nothing
time
with it.
period,
Just
and
post
usually
it
within
as
one
it
magnitude of what actually ends up striking. How to. Standing wave principles apply. See here for a video example.
Because I've been proving something on Facebook, yeah?
https://rumble.com/vbdn5p-co.
Will you stop scratching and shaking my bloody camera, please, Marnie Moo? Thank you very much, boy.
From deep earthquakes to the spread up, the halfway sorting and the spread out. Video shows concentric waves into a singularity upwards, then a standing
Your
wave
help
in a tank building power
shaking the camera is not appreciated.
Then the middle points are sorted by
Lay the fuck
vibration
down,
on a shake
boy.
plate. Then the wave travels as a solid and
Lay
solitary wave
down.
of translation, then sorts to middle points again as it distributes out along the linear plate boundaries and across craton edges. Underscore.
Just proving something to help him out while he's been taken offline, yeah?
A middle point exists. Think of two earthquakes like two waves in a standing wave tank. Then a new earthquake, a new single wave of same size or combined larger, pops up in the middle point between the two previous waves. Like bookends, the two previous earthquakes define the area to watch for the new earthquake to strike in the near-term future. The middle point usually is struck with the combined total of both previous earthquakes.
Testing bandwidth, yeah?
Two 5.0s hit across Japan. One M5.0 on the south at Kyushu, one M5.0 on the north at Hokkaido.
Because I've got washing on
then
the
a few days later or less a new M5.1 to M5.2 strikes the middle point at Tokyo. The standing wave usually spreads onwards along the plate boundaries and craton edges after striking in a particular area more than a few times. As the standing wave spreads, new sets of quakes occur at the halfway points previously mentioned. Just as a standing wave spreads in a tank, and then reflects into itself, earthquakes spread and strike the same way, but instead of being in a tank, the seismo-electrical wave which is spreading follows the plate boundaries and craton edges out and away from where the wave comes up. The seismo-electrical wave comes up from below the plates, coming up from the core itself as an ultra-low frequency or extremely low frequency wave. When the seismo-electrical ULF/ELF wave comes up from the plasma core of the Earth, like lightning spreads up from the plate into the atmosphere. This seismo-electrical wave spreads up and out through the plate.
Germany.
The ULF/ELF seismo-electrical wave is usually accompanied by a deep earthquake recorded at the bottom of the plate receiving the wave, or even deeper below the plate receiving the wave in the semi-melted asthenosphere.
In the US,
the deep earthquake sizes, magnitudes, and locations are important.
3.2.
Much like we would pay attention to a storm dropping a large amount of precipitation on a river, we would watch for the river to flood, and the flow of the water to go downstream away from the origin point following a path of least resistance. Therefore, just like paying attention to a storm dropping a lot of rain, we need to pay attention to deep earthquakes as a sign of a large amount of low-frequency energy being absorbed into the plate in that area. When a rainstorm drops large amounts of rain on a river, the river floods and the flow goes downstream/away from the origin point. The same can be said for the seismo-electrical wave. It follows a path of least resistance. However, instead of flowing downhill like water does, the seismo-electrical wave flows up, out, and away from the deep earthquake locations.
One of the forks.
Thus, this wave is not just electrical in nature, but also a traveling physical wave in some fashion I have yet to determine. it flows
the
around
other
plate
fork
boundaries and
goes
craton
up
edges instead
Romania,
of directly across
round
them.
the Creighton,
Path of least
Poland,
resistance is involved in some way yet to be
France,
determined.
Germany sort of area, North
Regardless of how
Sea
the
or up the
process
eastern
forms,
coast of
the
the
result is
UK
observable,
to
somewhat
Iceland.
equidistantly spaced earthquakes
Tell
spreading
me
out
if
and away
I'm
from the original deep
getting
earthquake
off
locations.
focus,
The spread
Dutchsinse.
of the earthquakes, the equidistant spacing of the quakes,
Let me just find
is
my
the sign
button,
of a
'cause
standing wave, and the spacing between the quakes being
another
thousands
Java
of
one.
miles between points defines the wave as a very low frequency wave or beyond
Azores,
into ULFL.
proving my point.
Summed up,
Afterwards,
watch
from
first
the
for
Strait
deep
of
earthquakes,
Gibraltar,
then watch next to the deep quakes for shallower larger
Iceland,
earthquakes to spread up, out to a shallow depth and then away
south of
from the
Java
deep quake
again.
location, like a wave spreading out and away from a splash.
So it's all refilling
Then,
with energy now,
find the middle
with the
points
space
between the
that's been
current,
left
past 48 hours
and
of
drained.
earthquakes.
Iceland
This
again.
determines the new locations to watch in the next few days to be
Hawaii,
hit.
the pressure
Then you can
valve
track the
in the
spread and plot
Pacific,
additional
also
forecast points
active.
based upon the current earthquakes which already have struck.
Chile, all refilling. Some big energy coming by the looks of it. Look, 4.4 in Java as well. Myanmar. That proves it going around from Java. Myanmar's Burma, innit? So, on way to Tibet area. If I remember geographically off the top of my head. Where's my button? I'm on the... It'll only be the postman, so shut up. There's no letterbox in my door at the moment, so he's been told to hold the mail. I don't need to get off my bed. I'm doing something. Wasn't postman, because I could hear the lorry pulling away. I'm using the device I watch my front door camera on, so I'm working around the smartphone getting hit for volume wise. Another Iceland one, another Iceland one, another Iceland one, another Iceland one. Tajikistan 4.9. So the energy's on the move. Tajikistan is around about Afghanistan area, if I remember. It's one of those Russian places, isn't it? So it's coming across from the east and it's on the move. Right. How am I doing so far, Dutchsinse? I know you can watch the videos if you want to. France 2.2. I'm not even going to look the map up because you get what I'm showing. Yeah, another Java one right at the top of the list there. Let's have a quick look at that one and then I'll go Iceland Met Office before the camera runs out of recording space. Another 3.6. Central Turkey, Aegean Sea's being hit as well, so Creighton area. Aegean Sea is it Turkey or Italy side? I'm not sure off the top of my head because of the coffee. There you go. Point proved. Argentina. So South Sandwich Island coming up soon as it goes underneath South America. That will head to Iceland, won't it? Point proved, yeah? Let's just go Iceland, shut these two tabs down before I hit snags. I just want to see the volcanic side of it for my Icelandic viewers on list. Iceland colleges, Iceland Met Office. There we go. Let's have a look, see if there's any volcanic warnings on their advisory. Keeping an eye out for the UK safety, because in history there was a deadly volcanic gas cloud that came over the UK from Iceland. It killed thousands. people were just dropping dead in the fields for no apparent reason, and it freaked them all out because they're religious beliefs when there was a cause for it. Alright, let's make sure we got this in English. Yes. Alright, this is https://n.vedor.is. So you can check for yourself, yeah? So normal URL. If I share it, I might get blocked from sharing the link. But that's why it's on here. So let's just have a quick look. Ground deformation continues northwest of Borbjon. I think that's how it's pronounced. The uplift at Askja has slowed down. That's what they're showing. Alright, I presume that's cookies, so I'm going to ignore that because I can't understand what it's saying, so I'm not going to click on it. The little ticker tape thing, I can work around it. Let's just see if the earthquake list comes up on this. No. Will you stop bouncing behind me? Hulkster, please. You little shitbag. Earthquakes. Biggest earthquakes during the last 48 hours. I have viewers in Iceland, if you see what I mean. Over 10,000 earthquakes have been measured. Swarming since October the 25th. Wow. So I just knocked the torch over. That's there. Right, the list should be just under this. There we go. Is it? Is it not? No. Right, let's just go up and find the earthquake list. Or is that all they're showing now? Preliminary results. Have they got on all earthquakes, or is this the changed site? Because everyone's changed their data. Not sure. And I'm going to run out of larger map of earthquakes. Whole country open. Yep, let's have that then. Let me show you where I am. See if that opens up the earthquake list. Whole country earthquakes during the last 48 hours. Yeah, this should be the full list. Green ones, obviously, the newer ones. Earthquake intensity. Colour coded. So something's going on there. Yeah. Let me keep scrolling down, see if the earthquake list is there. Nope, the earthquake list is not there. Right, you'll have to work that one out for yourself because I'm going to run out of recording time. All regions. No, uncertain. Note. Uncertainty level of Department of Civil Protection due to ongoing seismic swarm north of Grindavik. Let's click on that for more. Let's listen. Hopefully it's in English.
News. Line of sight. Loss. Deformation measured by the ICISA satellite between the 26th of October at 5:21 UTC and the 20th of October at 5:21 UTC. Satellite data provided in collaboration with iSight. https://www.isight.com/. Ground deformation continues northwest of Thorbjörn. New satellite data has not arrived yet. 30th of October 2023. Updated 30th of October at 11:30 a.m. Sentinel satellite data expected to be received yesterday has not arrived yet. However, the CGPS data in the area around Svartensjö and Thorbjörn show that the deformation is still ongoing. The deformation rate since the beginning of this intrusive event has been slightly decreasing over time. Preliminary deformation model results suggest the average depth where the magmatic intrusion is occurring
South Sandwich is going to drain soon.
Over the past 24 hours, about 1,300
yes.
earthquakes have been automatically detected on the Reykjavik Peninsula. Most of this seismicity is located at a depth between 2 and 4 kilometers.
That could be a large amount of energy.
The largest earthquake had a magnitude of 2.7 on the 29th of October at 11:40 UTC.
Watch South Sandwich
Scientists
area.
from the Icelandic Meteorological Office are undertaking additional surface measurements in the area,
9 to 12 hours warning of it coming.
Regular
if I
communication is maintained between
my
IMO,
teaching
HS Orca and the Civil Protection while this unrest continues. Thorb_8
map
30
and work out the times of
8
travel.
hour solution for the CGNSS Thorb station in Thorbjörn, showing the latest data point updated at 8 o'clock UTC today.
Trying to map the speed of the energy.
Updated 29th of October at 2 p.m. The latest CGPS deformation data around the Thorbjörn and Svartensjö area confirm that the deformation, which started the 27th of October, continues. As initially stated, the ongoing deformation rates are higher than the previous events which occurred in a similar area in 2020 and 2022.
Let's just rest
Overall,
it on the bed.
Seismicity north of Grindavik has been declining over the past 24 hours, and there are no significant changes in earthquake depths. However, it is important to emphasize that the current deformation may trigger renewed seismicity in the area that could be felt by people. New satellite data are expected to be delivered later today, and a new interferogram will be processed as soon as the data are available. The results will allow us to identify and interpret the deformation processes that have occurred on the peninsula over the past 12 days.
Either side,
we expected to publish the results tomorrow.
As the day goes on.
An episode of complex volcano-tectonic unrest is currently affecting the Reykjavik Peninsula. It is interpreted to result from multiple deformation sources at depth, which are interacting and affecting a wide area across the peninsula.
UK, because
volcanic 8
shuts airspace,
solution for the CGNSS Thorb station in Thorbjörn, showing the latest data point updated at 8 o'clock
depending on type of eruption,
October 29th.
Which is why I learnt how to do this.
Updated 28th of October at 1:30 p.m. Latest CGPS measurements, along with a newly acquired InSAR image over Reykjavik Peninsula, reveals a clear sign of ground uplift, centered around Svartsengi. This uplift signal began at some point on 27
They need the data
October, and it reflects a pressure increase that is probably caused by magmatic intrusion of
forecasting,
the center of the uplift
hasn't
signal
been done
is around
before.
1.5 kilometers northwest
so they
of
need
Thorbjörn,
accurate data from the BGS
in 2020
to assess
and 2022. Similar uplift
Stop
signals were detected
games.
in the same area, and
British
similar geometry.
government.
This is now the fifth inflation
Your
event
survival
in the area.
and ours might
From an
depend
initial
on
assessment, the ongoing uplift signal is occurring more rapidly than before. Presently, there are no indications of magma moving at shallower depth. However, the situation may evolve rapidly. For instance, significant fracturing has occurred in the Svartsengi area due to triggered seismicity in recent days. Such fracturing could allow magma to find pathways to shallower depth. Overall, the latest deformation results from the Reykjavik Peninsula show a complex, ongoing process of magma movements in the Earth's crust. These processes are affecting a wide area, including the Gradalsfjall, where long-term inflation continues, east of Vestafjall, where the deformation seems to have stopped, and, in the last 24 hours, an area close to Dutchsinse shows inflation. A seismic swarm that began on the 25th of October north of Grindavik has resulted in over 7.000 earthquakes. The level of earthquake has reduced considerably, although the swarm is still ongoing, meaning that felt earthquakes are still likely.
It'll pick up
Geophysical
when the
modelling is underway
mid-Atlantic
today to
drain
determine the depth and size of the
from
uplift source close to
South Sandwich Islands
Dutchsinse. An
northward,
additional satellite radar image will be
including from the
available
Caribbean,
Reykjavik Peninsula on the 29th
including
of
from the
October.
Azores,
This image should provide an even closer insight into the recent magma movements
and also
deformation patterns
from
on the peninsula.
Canada after it finishes coming across
Line
the
of
Creighton
sight. Loss. Deformation measured
to
by the
Iceland from the
ISISAR
other way.
satellite between the 26th of October at 5:21 UTC and the
So you got the UK
28th of
path,
October at
the Canada
5:21
path,
UTC.
and the whole of the mid-Atlantic
Satellite data
reach,
provided in
all
collaboration
heading
with
Iceland's
ISISAR.
way.
https://
Let's hope they don't all drain at the same time, because we've got no earthquake 3D online at the
Updated
moment to
27th
check
of
with.
October at 2 p.m.
And Dutchsinse has been
Ground
taken out of
deformation signal
action
detected since
by
yesterday in
actions
the
in the
area east of
US
Festival is
by
confirmed
the
by the
government
latest
there.
CGPS data. The horizontal displacement over the past few days is ~2 centimeters as seen at FEFC station,
This
and
video
movement has
shows
now
you how
also
to
been measured
read
at another CGPS station located in Selatanga.
the
The
earthquake
one-day interferogram
forecasting
spanning 26 to 27 of
and learn how
October
to do
does
it
not
for
reveal
the
any
Iceland
significant
Met
changes
Office,
in the
because
area, but the
the
signal at
BGS is
FEFC
just
measured during this
ignorant.
24-hour period was smaller
So
than 1
just ignore
centimeter,
them.
likely too small to be detected by this interferogram. CGPS stations in Grindavik and
It'll help
north
you
of here
with your
show no
volcanic
significant
forecasting.
changes. Seismic swarm north of
Right, you get the point, yeah? I've got to end the video, so I'm running out of time in here. I'm on 21 minutes, just coming up to 22 minutes.
Recorded since the beginning of the activity.
Ending video now.
An earthquake